Here we are, cases, ready to go, primers. Turn the machine on, we're gonna get this thing rolling. So we loaded 46.5 and 46 grain of the H4831 shortcut. We have these cases loaded to 2.008 case length. They're a little bit longer, we just measured them. We have the die set for, I'm not sure what. Somewhere there should be a note. Problem I had, they were too long for the mag. They were hanging up in the mag a little bit. Sticking, tilting. I kept having to take the mag out, drop the bullet, tip it back in the correct way. We don't want to do that anymore. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on with 46.5. I know it wasn't the greatest powder charge, it was a little low. 46.5 was producing speeds at 21, less than 2,200 feet per second. 4831 shortcut powder. Got to keep it locked up. Got to make sure the trap door is shut. Note on here, always to check. Not putting very much powder in the powder measure. Don't need much tonight. We only got a few bullets. We're going to run just a few. Get ready for the next range day. 46.5 is what we're going with. Before we do that, let's calibrate. So this scale's got very simple instructions. Calibrate, push it says 0. Push it again, it says add 50 grams. Not grains, grams. Once it says it's stable, you push the calibrate button again, add another 50 grams, comes up to 100 grams. When it says it's stable, calibrate it, it should tell you that it's 100. When it says it's stable, that's where you're at. Put the tray back on, 0. I double weigh everything. That's just how I do it. Always done it. I'll continue to do it. It's not that I don't trust the scale, but if something gets out of time, out of whack, this way I know it. Same thing with this scale. I'm going to calibrate. It's a little Hornaday scale. You hold the mode button. It says calibrate. Push it again. It says add 100 grams. I'm adding 100 grams. Push the mode button again. Says it's a pass, 100 grams. Take that off. I need to switch the mode back to green. Put my Santa glasses on. Okay, zeros, 46.5. Using a 419 funnel, comes with a bunch of different interchangeable ends. I did not have one of these till just a few months ago. I don't know what took me so long to get one. It has made a huge difference in how accurately I measure the powder. My scale just says, gets to when it's done. It says 46.5. It tells me load 1 is ready. Pour it on another thing. 46.7. Not quite what I was hoping for. I don't mind them being 1/10 of a grain off, but 2/10 is almost too much. Shaking it up a little bit, I still get 46.7. I'm going to try it again. Even though I just calibrated, it's kind of random. So while we're waiting, I'm going to get the die set up. We're also going to go ahead and set up the comparator to measure how far the bullet's crunched in. I have the 308 one sitting right here. We'll get that put in there. This says 46.5. 46.7. I'll make a note that we loaded 46.7. Which one of them is off? I don't know. They were just calibrated. We could go through that all evening. We're just going to keep track that it might be 46.5, might be 46.7. Set this up to a 0. We're good to go for measuring. I'm going to take this first case. You can't see it in the video probably, but the powder's pretty close to the top. I'm using 180 grain SSTs. We're going to see if this crunches in there, and then we'll measure it, and we'll see what kind of room we have. It's not a compressed load. Compressed load is when the bullet pushes so far in that it smashes the powder down. .7. So I'm going to make this as 46.7. And we're going to measure this bullet and see what the length really was. This is 2.242. That's nowhere near what was on the son's recipe card. I think what I did is I measured what the longest bullet that would fit in the magazine. Now I know that 2.24 will hang up in the magazine, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump that down 20 thousandths more, which will take us down to 2.203. I'm going to angle for 2.200. The scales are getting closer together. That one was 46.6. .208. .203. .220. This might actually be getting to be a compressed load. That one felt like a compressed load. I don't know that I can take these any fuller. They are really right at the limit. I think what we'll do is, now that these are compressed and I'm shortening them, I can't really make them any shorter with this powder neither. So I think we're going to stop here. We'll see how these 5 shoot, and then we may have to go to a different powder, or we could do the right thing and also load 5 of the 46 grain. So we're continuing with the different powders, but with a shorter bullet overall. probably the best thing. 46, dispense that. What that'll do is it'll give us a fair comparison by what 20 thousandths did by shortening the overall length of the bullet for how far the bullet's crunched in there. And we'll go from there. That's about what we can do tonight until we can get out on the range and shoot these and see what happens. See if the speed's increased, see if the accuracy's changed. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. Maybe by making the bullet shorter, maybe we'll have improved it, maybe it'll make it worse. We've added more pressure by crunching that powder, so maybe that'll jump them speeds up. Hopefully not crazy, but I would expect that by compressed load, more pressure in there, I would bet we kick up over 2,200 feet per second. I'm going to go ahead and crunch these last ones out at 46 grains. And there we have it. 10 rounds for the next time to the range. 46.5, 46, same powder charge as the last time. 20,000 shorter. See what happens.